I think we're live. If you can hear us and you can see us, let us know in the chat if it's coming through okay. Oh, I think we're good.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Hey.
I think Eric Degart, sorry for mispronouncing your name. I think you win for the first Let's Go for confirming we're live, so thank you.
Super.
Oh, I can hear some echo. That's me. Nice.
Cool.
Everybody can hear us. Cool.
All right. Looks like we're live. We're getting some responses from the chat. Let's get it started. Let's kick it off. So we're the team at Lovable. We have a lot of our members and also some special guests. For those that don't know Lovable, we want to basically enable anyone to transform their ideas into working software. So you have alternatives today. Normally that involves hiring a software engineer that is super costly and slow. We have an alternative to that. You basically ask and describe what you want to build, and our system will simply build it for you. We're joined here today by a bunch of cool people. I'll start doing an intro and then I'll hand it over to the other guys. My name is Christian. I'm part of the product team. And we have here Emil.
Yeah, my name is Emil. I'm part of the software engineering team.
I can go next. So I'm Nad. So I work with Christian and Emil, focusing on design at Lovable.
Hi guys, my name's Harry. I'm a consultant for enterprise teams. I build software for operations teams usually.
Cool. And we also have Stefan that is manning the chat. He will be answering to a lot of your questions. He's also doing all the production on the event. So shout out to you, Stefan. Cool. So maybe before jumping into what we're doing in this stream today, maybe some light housekeeping. There's only one thing I want to call out today before starting. And that is we built a very new platform. So the backstory to this is that many people ask us how they can get the first users to use their apps, their creations. So we'll build something called Lovable Launch, and I'm going to share my screen here to show you how that looks. But it's basically like Product Hunt, but for Lovable apps. It's a place where you can basically share your creations, and you can get feedback, get upvotes. And the fun fact about the platform is that it was entirely built using Lovable itself. So if you're building with Lovable and you want to get feedback, you want to share with the community, and you want to get those first users, submit your project. And we have a special sort of hackathon where the 5 people that get the most upvotes before next week, Monday the 10th, they will receive a 1,000 credits boost. So yeah, submit your projects and try to get your friends to upvote you over the weekend. So that's Lovable launched. And now what are we doing here in this stream? What's the plan? So this series is a bit special. It's not like typical office hours. This is a series of live streams where we're focusing on building something over 5 sessions. And we did this for 2 reasons. One of them is we wanted to go beyond 45 minutes. We wanted to build something a bit more complex. And a lot of you guys were saying, yeah, it's cool that you kind of build something super simple, a very simple MVP, but we want to see actually a real world app. And the second thing we wanted to also cover is, or address, is that a lot of you guys are interested in learning about other aspects of product building. So it's not only about like building the product. To successfully launch something, you need to think about how you're going to get users, how you're going to market it, how you're going to brand it. So this series of From Zero to Launch was created to cover also some of those other parts. And Nad and Harry will talk a little bit more about what we're doing today. But before that, maybe Harry, you can do a bit of a reminder on what we have built in the past 2 sessions, and maybe show the app as well to serve a bit of a prequel.
Sounds good. Thanks, Christian. Sick. Hello, everyone. Good to have you here. So if you didn't know, Christian and I have been building, with the help of the Lovable team over the last couple of weeks, with you guys as well, a language learning app. I think I just need my screen share to be brought onto stage. There we go. So we've got this really cool app at the moment. What does it do? It's a fully authenticated system, meaning that somebody can log in have an account and they can chat to an AI in Spanish if they want to, using an open AI endpoint. We can also take courses, and we can create our own courses as well using Replicate and GPT. So I can say that I want to learn Spanish verbs, present tense, as the example saw. We can create a course and then using AI generate like a little quiz for the user. This may take a second to generate with all the good things that come with using AI. It's a little bit to generate as well. But once that goes through, it should generate a quiz, as you can see here, Spanish verbs. And then we have a nice sort of banner picture that we've generated with Replicate as well. So this is looking pretty cool. It's getting closer to where we want it to have as a final app. And we also have some other premium features like being able to talk real time to a Spanish assistant, etc. This one's always quite fun, so maybe I can just say something to AI to prove to you guys I'm not lying. Hello, is this working? Perfect. So I guess like right now, we're at this point where the app is coming together in terms of functionality, but it looks pretty shit. And if we were to launch this right now, it would look like any other app. So I think we need to give it some sort of identity or branding. And that's why we have you here today, Nad, to help us out with that.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to do some stuff today that's going to really, there's going to be some brand designers out there that will feel slightly insulted and some agencies that will look at what we're going to do. But like, I think we can, like, I use the term like proto brand. It's kind of like a prototype, but at the brand level where we can do something within minutes and it's going to be good enough and we're going to be able to launch and we'll be able to get our first users and sort of go from there. And so there's probably a few things that I want to get out of today. So first of all, I think we need to figure out a name, probably figure out a domain that we like, and then just figure out like a basic visual identity that we can kind of run with. So actually to do that, Harry, I want to sort of ask you some clarifying questions and then we can sort of figure out a name from there. So first thing is, so it's a language building app. In your head, do you think that this will always be for Spanish, or do you think you'll expand to like multiple languages over time?
I think the cool thing is we could expand it based on users and feedback, but the core thing should be Spanish, I think, to begin with, so we can really hone in on how can we make Spanish learning really good.
Okay. So, all right. I mean, having less options is good. I feel like if there's a bit more direction, that'll help us kind of whittle down. So, like, I guess we can stick within Spanish as like a domain. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share my screen, and hopefully that will kick you off.
And also, guys, if you're following along, Nad's questions I think will really help with your own apps. So, like, take a like a magnifying glass and put it over your app, and maybe apply some of Nad's questions to it. So it'd be really useful.
100%. And I'm going to talk you through like a few different resources that I use when I want to MVP a brand. And I think they'll be useful for any app. And so the idea is that you can follow along and apply this process yourself, as Harry was saying.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just going to use Claude being my kind of LLM partner of choice, and just ask for just to ask it to help me pretty much. So help me name a language learning app for Spanish. I think it's good to have short and snappy words, maybe Spanish words which are commonly known in English. And then let's just get a super quick short list of things here. See what it comes up with. These feel a bit tacky, like give me more like snappy.
Yeah, can you zoom in a bit? Thanks.
Yeah. Any of these speaking to you, Harry? Like, are there any that like where you look at and you're just like, just you personally, you like this word, or?
Yeah, something around like Chico, Paso, Rico. These kind of Spanish words are quite fun. I like that prompt. Play more with the idea. That's cool.
Yeah, I say play and riff quite a lot, and it just goes blah. Okay, so it's actually combining stuff. Maybe let's not combine like short Spanish words. What about so I'm just thinking like ahead to logo and stuff. Like, what do you think to something like floor? No, it's a bit lame actually. Trying to think because we'd use like a flower for the logo. Like, so what about if we say like short Spanish words which can be visualized easily?
Nice.
Ruta, I must say, Nad. Ruta is kind of like a route. So it feels like if we venture into like course building.
Yeah. I'd also be surprised. Maybe there's like good domains. Should we do this? Like, do you like Harry? Does this pass the test for you as well?
Yes, it does. It does. Let's try it. Let's try it.
Okay. Let's do Ruta before. Okay, so I'm glad we found that. But just another thing that's useful is there's this concept called the radio test, which is where you can create new words that don't exist. But the idea behind them is that if you hear them like on the radio, for example, then you'd know exactly how to spell them. And so like one thing that I find useful when ideating is also to say to Claude, like, give me more which pass the radio test. And then you can ask it to create new words as well. So I'm happy that we have one, but just like a tip for anyone that thinks about more things to name. Okay, so root. Okay, so let's say that's the name of our app. Harry, what are you more concerned about for you personally? Would you rather we find a good domain first, or should we work on the logo first?
I think both are as important. So if we could just have a quick check of domains, maybe we'll pay $5,000 for one, but we'll see. All right. Okay.
Well, so I use Namecheap personally. That's my my go-to. So let's just have a look here. Maybe we're just super lucky and we could find something.
Some great names in chat as well, by the way.
We see some good names.
Churros. Good ones here. Churros is a good one. Okay.
Well,
one of the things I do, maybe if it isn't available at the root, is like getrouter.com or something like that.
I don't know where you're sending me, Harry. Well, I was going to suggest, I know, so this website I use all the time as well. It basically takes a word and it sort of prefixes or suffixes like with available domain names, and you can find, so actually routerapp.com is available. For me, that's a slam.
That works.
Like, why not? Okay, if someone from chat buys this, that would be really annoying, but maybe Harry, you take out your credit card in the background, but I have a good with Router. Okay, all right. Let's just say that's the domain name solved. So leandomainsearch.com, highly recommend, super good for ideation. So next thing I think to think about is let's come up with a logo and a couple of resources. So the Noun Project is this website with like just a bunch of icons, literally millions of icons. If we search for root, we'll come up with some good kind of visual metaphors. And maybe one risk with root is that it's gonna look like a mapping app, I think, looking at all these. So that's maybe we don't want to go quite so literal with root, and maybe it's more about direction. Let's have a look at direction. I mean, we could do something maybe with like an arrow or a compass, maybe. I mean, compass is very Safari. Harry, for you, like what let me know if, just like what speaks to you, because you've got to like this as the founder of like Router. So like, is there anything here
Thank
where
you
actually like
thank you for bringing me in? Thank you. I would say, dude, like the reason I learned Spanish was because I started nomading and went to Argentina. So like anything that's related to travel and helping other nomads or people who are traveling around the world to learn Spanish, that would be the mark for me.
Okay.
That map one is quite nice. That or any of the others as well. It kind of speaks to me a bit.
So these, let's just leave this one here. So the Noun Project, you should pay to get the license to use these, but I use it as an ideation tool all the time. And there's another website called SVG Repo where everything's just completely royalty free. And so like sometimes I'll sort of look between these two and then kind of find something that works. And so this one, I think I wrote direction. So let's search that. And just whilst I check if there's any other metadata, so direction, navigator, locator. So maybe like navigator. Let's see what comes up.
Maybe you could combine it with a chat bubble, and it would be really obvious. It's
yeah, because there's a voice element to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Then let me find like a good sort of blocky arrow, I guess, and then a chat bubble. So, oh no, let's do chat
Maybe
bubble.
while you find look for the do some searching. There's a question here. It says, I've updated the Lovable script on my app. It seems this allows addition. I know this is something you're working on. Is it live? I don't see how to use it for now. Maybe we don't have to say much, but
yeah. I mean, I'm impressed you found that out from the Lovable script. But yeah, we'll reveal it later, I guess.
yeah, we'll show a little sneak peek.
Cool. And then I'm just trying to find like an arrow that has like a good shape. And actually, this one to me looks good. So let's combine. We can take this and then take this. All right. So the other thing I'm going to do is, so every Lovable project uses Tailwind, which hopefully most people are familiar with, but it's a super popular like CSS framework. And like Tailwind has, if I Google like Tailwind palette, it has this kind of core color palette, which is available in every single Lovable project. And so rather than overthinking, I think the best thing to do is just pick a brand color from the Tailwind palette and then just use that consistently. And then you can use that for things like your primary buttons and stuff like that. And so just to help us with that, on Figma community, if you just search for Tailwind CSS, you can kind of find different design files and stuff where you already have Tailwind kind of instrumented. And so I've got one here with just that palette. And Harry, just again, because you need to like it, like what's your favorite color, or like in your head when you made this app, like what color were you thinking of?
Oh, I kind of want to throw it to chat and ask chat what they think, and if they have a color they like, if we really crowdsource this decision.
Okay. Well, whilst you do that, I'll work on the mark a little bit as well then.
Cool. So chat, let us know what should be the primary color for a language learning app. We'll ping us. Let us know.
Cool. And then so yeah, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean this up by removing this, and then try and look for a way to just.
There's somebody telling you now you're recreating the Telegram logo.
That's so funny. Yeah, actually, that's such a good point. Harry, do you want the Telegram logo?
Let's do the Telegram logo. We've got market penetration then. Everybody knows it. We're good.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, we're getting a lot of suggestions now for teals, blues.
Teals, blues?
Some people saying greens as well. So kind of in that range, bluey greens, pastel blue.
We can play with that. So all I'm doing is I'm just trying to visually match the sort of width of these two so that they look roughly the same. And to be honest, that looks better than I was expecting.
Yeah, same. Hey, let's go.
Logo. So okay, cool. Let's just say that's the logo mark done. And then all I'm going to do here in Figma is just combine these. No, I'm not, because it doesn't like these. I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to group these. There we go. Done. That could be the kind of prototype logo. And you said blues to teals, right?
Yeah, seeing lots of blues and greens. I think some people are biased by Duolingo. But yeah, maybe some blues.
Okay, let's do blue. So let's just make this blue 600. And so just to get a good feel of this, and then once we have to do the stroke as well, and then we can use the exact same colors in the project as well. And then, so this is, if we use this as the kind of icon, fav icon, logo mark, stuff like that, let's also think about the text that we'll use for it as well. And so
look at that.
Oh, it looks so good. I feel like just adding the text makes it feel so much better.
Well, I think what's good is what I would recommend is that like on every app, you've got your headings, all of your H tags, and you've got your body text. I think by default, most things use inter. I'll need to double check actually in Lovable projects. I would leave that alone for your body text, but I would be a little bit more experimental with your heading text. And so like what you could do is maybe another couple of resources actually. So Google Fonts is probably the best kind of free font resource online. There's also a website called TypeWolf, which is basically an expert typographer who puts out these lists of like really good font pairings and stuff like that. And there's really good resources of like, if you pick one font, what will go with it. If you're not an expert in this, just find something that you like and just find something that speaks to you. So maybe you look at this and you're like, that's a bit of me, just go for it. But maybe for this, Harry, I'm thinking that maybe something like a little bit chunky could be good.
Yeah, I like that. It sounds good. I've seen a lot of people saying like blue conveys trust. I think like a chunky font works nicely with that.
So maybe, so I'm going to cheat a little bit just because I'm just going to use the exact same font that we use. Oh, in fact, you know what? That actually looks quite nice, as if by chance. Well, it's not strong enough, I don't think. Maybe it's fine. I don't know. Do you like that?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
I'm just going to A/B that with like what we use on the Lovable website, actually, which is plus Jakarta Sans. And I think I like that a little bit more, so I might overrule you.
Yep.
Just get rid of that.
I'm just here. No worries.
You think you have a choice, Harry? You think you have a choice?
I think I do. I'm in the hands of the master here. You know, Nad needs to drive.
The illusion, if you will, yeah.
So I would just do something like this, I think, and just be like, done. Another sort of tip is like, just for like real polish, like generally you want, you kind of want the weight of this and this to match more or less. And so like, here's everything at regular. And I think actually it could benefit from being a bit stronger. So we can make this bold and then make this a little bit chunkier again. And then maybe this could be a little bit chunkier again. No,
got some confirmations in chat. That's looking good.
That's great. Some people say Illuminati.
Maybe the top one with the slightly less weighting. No, I think is the nice one.
Agreed. Honestly, and that's it. So I'd take this. I think that was a mistake. I think this wants to be bold. I'd take this, and then these aren't very good sort of, it's not the cleanest file. So all I would do is I would think like, okay, when we're going to do a favicon, we're going to want it to be like kind of nicer values. So let's make this like 512 by 512. So we have like a super clean canvas. So we could call this like logo mark. And then I'm just going to take this and then scale it kind of within. What would help actually is if I...
It's funny. You're getting a lot of advice on like very specific design. I'm just want to ask the chat, how many of you are actually designers? Is there a lot of designers in the crowd today?
No.
Some really good suggestions. Yeah.
I mean, there's also bad suggestions. There was like this. Can you use the Spain's flag colors? I don't think that would look pretty.
Christian, were there any suggestions that you think we should action? Just because I'm not looking at...
Actually, there was one. It was more maybe like as a next step, but there was one that was about the it was this one here. I'm putting on screen, but having some sort of slogan that was a pathway to better Spanish. I thought that was pretty nice.
That's cool.
I just like the concept of maybe having some sort of slogan.
Clever.
That's awesome, actually. Harry, did you buy the rooterapp.com, by the way, or is someone going to...
I did. I've got it.
You did?
Ours.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
I didn't get sniped by any of you. Nice try. Next time. Gotta be faster. This is looking cool, though.
Yeah, I agree. To be honest, I did not expect us to end up somewhere this good. Like, before I was thinking about this session, I was like, yeah, it'll be fine, whatever. But, like, you can ship with this and be happy, I think.
Hell yeah. It's kind of shows like not to overthink it as well. I think a lot of us would spend like months on this part and think, oh, it's the most important, crucial bit. But actually getting to market, getting users using the app is a lot more important, I think.
Yeah. And so completely agree. And so like, I actually feel like my work here is like almost done, but maybe Harry, like we could, we're going to need different dimensions of stuff, right? So like, maybe you'll want to put this in the header. Maybe you want like one for the favicon or something like that. But do you want to, I could stop screen sharing and then all I'll be doing off screen is just adjusting and exporting and sending stuff to you. And you could start placing it, if that sounds good.
Sounds great. If you want to ping that in the Slack or somewhere so I can grab it to download, that'd be cool. I think in the meantime, though, we can make a couple steps forward on the landing page. What do you guys think?
Yep, sounds good. And actually, Harry, I just thought
Cool.
instead of me exporting and sending you, you'll be screen sharing anyway. I'll just send you the Figma link, and we can collaborate in there, and you can export directly live.
That's cool. Awesome. There's a lot of designers in chat by the looks of things.
Actually, I was going to say. Somebody was asking for a gradient because it's 2025.
Cool. Some people using AI to create logos. Cool.
Yeah, I must say, Nat, I was very nervous when you started the logo creation process. I thought we were going to go to one of those cheap, like websites that generate really, really bad logos.
So I did try some of these in preparation for this session, and I couldn't find a single good one. So if somebody out there has, like, I've seen some that have really good landing pages that say the right things. They're like, oh, we use stable diffusion, and then we sort of move things around. But I couldn't find any good results as well. Like they would create pictures that they'd try to shove into a logo rather than like simple logos that you are instantly recognizable.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'm loading Nad's project. See if we can get in. Here we are.
Cool.
Here's my lovely logo. Okay, so I imagine I can just export these, right, as PNGs, and then just bring them into the project.
Yep.
Cool, we got logo mart, that one's done. And then here's the other one as well. Cool, they're both in. So we can go into Lovable now. I think the first thing to do is just to add it to this experience because we have no branding at the moment. So I'm going to come to attach. Ooh. And I want to have the one with words. It looks like I need to export it as a PNG. So I'll do that. Come to attach. Okay, and I'll just say, can you place this in the top of the sidebar? It's the logo. Sometimes it's nice to give context here. I find when building, you could just say, can you place this in the top of the sidebar? But just adding extra context that it's a logo, sometimes the AI might take that into account and do like proportions or proper sizing. So it's always good to over describe what you're trying to do here before adding it. Let's add that in. Here's the PNG. And I was able to upload that directly in chat as well, thanks to the feature from Lovable. We will wait with bated breath to see if it works. There you go. Sick. Hey, it's looking not that bad. Any way we could improve this? Anything you change?
Maybe make it a little bit smaller. Like it's a little bit too big, I think.
Okay. Can you make it a little bit smaller? Always be polite and say please. Cool.
I thought that was going to be the segue to preview visual editing as well, actually. But we can maybe adjust it afterwards.
Let's leave that for now. Okay. I'll move to chat then, because the next thing that we're going to want to do is build our landing page. So I'll let this code run. It's going to do its reduction. Should I show edit here, Nad? Just in case people want to do this in the future?
Yeah, might as well. Hopefully it's the right... Yeah, okay, it's an image object. So, Emil, we didn't add image resizing, did we yet?
No.
Okay.
That's next on the list.
Quickly segueing to a landing page. Quickly segueing landing page template. Cool. Okay, we got a couple of people excited then, I guess, with the new edit tool. Something to come back to and have a look at maybe. Let's go to the blank landing page. So I'm just asking you to create a blank landing page here, just so that I have a page to go to so I can see live updates. It should add it here so that I can switch to it. So it's just going to create a blank page for me. Now it's going to put some content in here for me because it already knows the context of the app, right? So it knows a few of the features, it knows a few of the super base tables. So once you've built out some of your app, it's going to be able to give you some sort of landing page. Let's try and go to that once it's added it in the code. That should be good.
I think what's happened here, it maybe tell it to make it the default page or something, Harry. I think you maybe forgot to add it to the. Yeah, it's not in the drop down because it hasn't. It forgot to add it to the router or something. It sometimes does this. So it's created the page, but there's something our system needs to do to make it to expose it on the drop down.
No problem. Thankfully, I've got you here and the others in case stuff like this happens. But I think it goes to show that sometimes things aren't always going to go straight forward when building with Lovable, and that it really is a little bit of detective work. So just being able to look at the code here and see where it's added this, for example, and now it's going to add that welcome route. So just defining, hey, can you put it on this page /welcome? Cool. And it's here on the index as well. Okay, cool. We've got a blank landing page. Let's get to work. I think first of all, what I'm going to do is just switch to chat mode here and just ask Lovable, like, can we put a bit of a plan together? Guys, interesting question to you, but like, what would be our conversion metric here? Are we pushing for signups, or do we want to push for payment straight away?
I would almost ask you that as the founder of
Harry outsourcing all the important and critical questions of his launch.
Okay, so if we were to think about it, and I was to think about what you guys would want in the audience, maybe a little bit more, it'd be probably our first users. We'd have some sort of free tier that people can sign up to. And then once they're inside the app, they can pay for some extra features. So if I was focusing on that, maybe here in like Lovable's chat mode, I'd ask it to like focus on that conversion metric. So I want to design a cohesive minimal landing page that allows me to focus on the metric of signing people up. Okay. Maybe a little bit of context about the app, just in case it doesn't have all the context from the other pages. So it's a language learning app designed to help people learn Spanish in real time. You can generate quizzes, and you can also generate. You can also talk to an AI in real time. If you guys have any ideas for the landing page, put it in the chat, and the guys will pick it up. We'd love to hear how you would
There's
tackle this
someone
problem
shouting
as well.
out payment feature, please. I don't know if they mean pricing, but maybe we could add at least a placeholder.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And then while that loads, maybe now this is a question for you, but somebody's asking how they can use chat mode. They don't see the option in their composer.
Yeah, so it's kind of deliberately hidden, but we'll make it less hidden soon. But if you go to your account settings, there's a section called Labs, and you can enable experimental chat modes. I think it's called, or something like that. And it's opt-in because it costs us a lot of money, and so we just wanted to ship it and kind of learn from people using it from it and make it opt-in. But that'll change soon in the future.
And maybe just as a caveat, like features that are under this labs section, they are prone to change. We're experimenting, we're shipping things constantly. So we might get surprised.
Cool. So I've said to it two things really here, hoping that it would combine. We've got a section, a general plan for a landing page here. And I've also asked it for some ideas around pricing as well. So what I'm going to do first is just implement the first plan.
And Harry, not to talk over you, but good thing you just stopped talking. But we had a question about asking if we have any like special sauce or special treatment on these projects, or it's the same as other users. There is zero like magic going on here. In fact, there's under preparation. Like we just got on this live stream 5 minutes before, and we were like, "This is the least prepared we've ever been." So we use like the same stuff. There's no rehearsal, no like special happy path, nothing. Like we want the product to work for everyone, including ourselves. So
Yep.
Yeah.
I need to retire, guys. I need to go to the Maldives and make some money. This is our plan. Okay, so I asked it to implement the plan. It asked it to do it pricing. I was kind of expecting that because it can get confused sometimes. That's okay. So it's going to add that pricing section first, which is fine because we needed it anyway. What I've also done is I've copied the plan that the previous chat that I had put together. And now what I'll do after this is done is I'll put that in as a kind of long prompt to get it to put the rest of the landing page together. So I even included the plan sections actually, so I may not even need to tweak that. There's a small error. I couldn't find the right icon. That's okay. We'll change that. Here you can see Lovable doing its thing.
And we just had someone ask if we're based in the UK. We're not, even though half of this stream is British. But I'm in the UK. Harry, you're from the UK, but you're in Buenos Aires, if I remember correctly.
I'm in South America. Yeah, in Argentina.
But most of the Lovable team is in Stockholm.
Yes.
Ooh,
So
this is looking nice.
Right here.
It's bigger than this room, though.
Yeah.
And Harry, you missed it just when we went from brand to use sharing. The first question was like, let's make everything blue. It was like the word dashboard was like gold and stuff like that. So I feel like that could be an awesome prompt to add as well.
Sure. Emil, I think this is a great time to talk about colors because I'm seeing like a lot of purple, and I feel like the edit tool here might be really useful.
Yeah, definitely. So if you just press the edit button, you will get a preview of this new visual editor tool, which gives you access to like live edit anything on the screen for free instantly. And so you can try, if you want to change the color of the button, for example, you can just press it. And you got this panel on the left. Where you can change the fill, for example, to the blue color that I think it was blue 600, right?
That's correct.
So you can hover the colors.
Perfect. Look at that. And there's blue 600. Whoa! Did it instantly. Look at that. Sick. Let's save it.
To save.
And there you go. Awesome. Now half my landing page has disappeared. Let's see if we can get that back. I'm just going to copy this prompt again. Let's do that. Okay. So I'm going to exit edit mode. That was pretty sick that we could do that. And I'm going to just say, can you implement our landing page plan and utilize blue 600 across the app colors? Because that was the one Nad helped us find. We'll let that run.
Someone's asking if you can upload images and screenshots to generate similar outline and look. You can. I would do that just with the normal chat. So just upload the image in chat to reference it for the AI and just say like, hey, I want a hero section that looks like this. And it'll approximate from that basically.
There's a bunch of sites you can use for that as well. I think Harry, you've demoed some of them in the past, but like Dribble or 21st Dev, they're all great resources to sort of identify components that you want to sort of emulate in Lovable.
And there's definitely a component that I'd love to implement that Nav, that's a famous rapper, Nad helped me implement or find. There was a really cool globe that we saw somewhere here in 21st Dev. This is a great sort of repository of design assets. And the beautiful thing with Lovable is that we can steal these and add them to our app. And as well as that, you see that they have this awesome copy prompt button. So we'll make sure that we use this for Lovable, and I'll just copy that prompt. Great.
There's a bunch
There
of
is
questions on the
Sorry,
editor, so maybe we can give a bit more information without like giving too much. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've only seen like very little, like we've seen 1% of what this is able to do, and
Yeah.
but maybe a little bit on like what's the thinking behind this, and how soon can users start maybe, getting their hands on.
For sure, Christian. It's so this is actually the only part of this live stream that's not yet available for anyone to use, and we're gonna launch it next week, actually on Thursday. So it's a really powerful tool where you can update anything on the page in real time and just hit save. So you can change like colors, paddings, all that kind of stuff. It's like having Figma in your Lovable editor right there. And so maybe when this is done generating, Harry, we can try to edit some text, maybe the subtext below the headline.
Let's do that. I'm gonna, whilst that's running, I'll select this one, and that brings it up, right? Maybe because the text is being passed by as a prop. Do I need to select the div?
If you enable edit mode, and then
You can just write now, right?
maybe because it's generating right now, it's not.
Yep. Okay, let's try it. I'll go to this paragraph.
So some elements are not, they have like advanced JavaScript in them, so they're not able to be edited right now. But if you scroll down, maybe if you scroll to the footer or start speaking Spanish today, try that.
And by the way, for everyone watching, asking like, why is this not available yet? This is why it's not available yet. These kinds of kinks before we enable it for more people.
Yeah. Maybe scroll down more. Is that the? Oh, that's the end of the page.
This is the end.
Yeah,
This is the end.
Because all of these are like components. Try the Spanish AI up in the top left corner. That's also not.
So
Okay.
strange that there's no like static content it can just edit.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll show it at a later time then.
But basically what should happen, you should be able to just click on the text and edit it as if it was a Google Doc and just save, and that gets immediately saved. It's free. It doesn't cost. It doesn't count as an edit, as a message. So text is one thing. Then I think padding, colors, and many other things that we're gonna be adding.
Uploading images in real time.
I think mine is the padding is the favorite so far. To have this kind of control over your app in Lovable as an editor is pretty cool. There's our globe as well that came in. Maybe I can.
Oh, amazing!
There you go. Look at that. With the.
It looks like a tech company like selling enterprise data solutions, not a language. But I love it. I love it. Editing.
It's getting there. Okay, cool. This is looking good. There's a couple of sections I'm missing on the landing page, so I'd love to add some pricing cards again. I think this is a really cool example where you can again come to somewhere like 21st Dev if you don't have some Figma designs ready or something like that. But you can also use Lovable's converter from Figma to Lovable if you wanted to use your own design. I really like this one. It looks quite cool. And it's simple enough. Looks like it's responsive as well. So I'll copy the prompt here, come back to Lovable again, and I'll just say add a pricing section to the landing page. And then I'll just paste that prompt that they gave us. Looks like it's good. And we'll just put that in. It's coming together though, guys. Is there any suggestions anybody has?
Someone said re-add the logo.
Oh, great point. We've got this great new logo. I will do that whilst this one is running. I'll prep this one.
Maybe a question while you do that, Harry, to you, Emil, and you, Nad. Like you guys have been obviously testing this a lot, this visual mode. what is the sweet spot for you? Like when are you kind of leaning in that edit mode versus just using AI and typing a message as a prompt? Is it like some sort of like heuristic you're using, or?
Yeah, I can go first. So,
yeah,
oh no, you go first, Devil.
Okay. Well, personally, I think the AI does a pretty good job already at like designing and stuff, but sometimes you just want to change like one color of a button, or like the boldness of a text, or like edit some text in a paragraph, and it's really good for that.
Yeah, I plus one that. So I use it for like finessing or just like trying something visually. I'll be like, oh, I think maybe I need more space here or whatever, and I kind of need to see it to know. And like for me, in those instances, like having a conversation is really frustrating. But what I still prefer using the AI for is like global changes. So like the way that Harry was like, just make everything blue across the whole app. That would be so annoying to have to click through a million times. Or actually like layouts are like, even though I know and understand Flexbox, I don't want to have to think about it. And I don't want to have to think about like, how does this look at every single responsive breakpoint or like whatever. And so saying to the AI, like, make this more like a grid or like whatever. I still actually prefer using the AI for layout decisions as well.
Yeah. And using the visual editor has made me realize how bad of a designer I am. So sometimes I just let the AI do the job anyways.
Yeah.
This is quite cool, just playing around with button styles. I like how with the visual editor you can just quickly test things to see if it works without having to wait for a prompt to execute. That's a really nice add.
I am with Christian though. It does feel like an enterprise product with this big globe.
I mean, Harry, we're going up market. How much is it going to cost? We need to charge at least
3,000. 3,000. Let's go. Yeah. Per connection. Yeah. Well, I'd be interested to ask chat here. We've kind of got like a base template. Chat, how can we improve this? What would you suggest as like a way to help us get that conversion goal of getting more users? We want people to land on this and immediately see it and go, let's use it. Maybe right now when they land on it, they feel like they're going to get pitched for like a $20,000 contract. But we need to change that. I wonder if there's any ways. Nad as well, if you have any suggestions, how can we make this a bit more
I have a
language
slightly crazy suggestion, which is I just know that AI does a really good job of this. If you literally ask it, like, make it neo-brutalist, it'll do something like, it'll just make it like completely not enterprise feeling, and then we might want to rethink the color logo. But actually, I do this all the time with like, you can just throw over like visual art styles. So sometimes I'll say like, make it Bauhaus, or like make it Mondrian, or like something, and it's surprisingly creative. So I think if you want to create something that's more personal feeling as well, just ask as well, and it does a surprisingly good job.
That's a really cool idea and a great prompt. I think just looking at this, we'll now do like a whole redesign, but we've also got the power of the restore button. So if we don't like it, we can go back and change it to a different theme and make it a little bit different.
There's some good tips coming from the chat. Some people say we need to have a product shot to be able to understand like what the product does at some point.
Great idea.
SEO coming in as well as something we maybe do further down the line. What else? SSO, I guess that's if we go the enterprise route. We need to have single sign-on.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yes. Now we're talking.
Cool.
Now it's talking.
Oh, this looks great.
So I don't think, when I think Spain,
it's still enterprise. The pricing is still enterprise. Oh, I love it.
So I think this globe is pretty dumb now. We don't want the globe anymore. Globe is looking way too enterprisey.
Interesting. Suggestion here, like it would be cool to have a feature that has these sort of art styles and you can just select them, like predefined styles.
Interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool, actually. It's funny though, because you can literally put in any art style in the world. So I almost don't want to have to think about like which art styles do we pick to put in that selector.
So I'm gonna cheat here with some prior knowledge. I know that Lovable supports p5.js, which is great for creating like custom kind of heroes. gradients, animations, anything like that. So I've asked Lovable to change the globe here with a gradient animation instead, because the globe just feels super out of place here. Also, 2 of our components, they can get upgraded to this new style, pricing and the footer. So let's make sure that those get added as well.
Could I make I have an irrational hatred of purple, and like when I think of any Spanish speaking language, I just don't think of like purple and orange.
Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's
Cool.
get rid of that. Let's stick to our colors.
There's some, I think but there is it maybe our, I wonder what's causing it to index so much on purple. I feel it's like a default go-to color. It always sort of goes to. I wonder if it's our prompting, internal prompting, or whether there's something at the model level.
Very possible. I actually like it more, by the way, with the gradient as well. So I'm going to dial down my purple hate slightly, but it's still not Spanish to me.
Nat, do you have other example of styles you use? Because there's somebody asking for, like, is there similar prompts that can sort of, make an app look radically different?
Yeah, so like Bauhaus is a really fun one, and just you can just say make it more, make it more, make it more. I use like Mondrian, so if you like the Mondrian art, like, but what I'd say is like any like jam with an LLM, or like use Google image search and just search for like a bold art style from any art style whatsoever, find the name of it, and then just put it in, and it does a surprisingly good job. Like it's super fun and like super creative. So like literally anything, like even like Art Deco or like whatever, just throw things at it and use it, like have fun with it. Actually, it's actually super fun.
Nice.
Just getting our custom, our consistent blue color scheme to come through.
Oh, nice. That's much better.
I love these blocky buttons as well, actually, like with the sharp contrast. Like it just feels playful.
Oh, there we go.
Nice. Look at that.
Cool.
Hey.
Hey, you know what? Because that reminds me of the blue in the Argentinian flag, I'm going to change the blue color on the logo to just match this.
Nice.
I think that will work better, like all around.
Good idea. I'm going to go down and just update this transparent pricing section. So I'm just going to say edit the pricing component and make it match the landing page neo-Brutism style. Now, if we were to ever get to a point where we weren't happy with this, I think one of the tips I can share with you all is that it's very easy to then try and go down another path. One of the best things to do here is just to undo all of these edits so that you're not pushing loads of different changes on the AI. You see here we have a restore button from when we added the logo. So I can restore to that point and then try a different style, rather than saying, can you add this style? Okay, then like add another style, and just consistently building more and more components or code that you might not need in this case. That, and you may blow up your project as well, no promises.
There's somebody asking for the list of URLs that I think you used, Nat, at the beginning, all for the logo and all that. Maybe we can share that as a follow-up email to all the Loom attendees, or maybe you can, we'll make sure you guys get them somehow.
Look at that, even does the copy for us. No credit card required, free to start. I feel like that's needed on nearly every landing page these days to make sure people know they're not going to get charged. This is coming together nicely though.
Stefan, I'm going to put the list of, because I'm a live stream noob, I'm going to put the list of websites in Slack as well to you. And if you have a smart way to display them on the stream, please feel free.
So it's probably the last edit I'll make, but I know somebody in the audience said that they wanted to have some more product images so we can show what the app actually does from the beginning. These 3 parts, I'd say, are our core features at the moment: real-time AI combos, personalized quiz generation. So I just used the edit tool here, selected the section so I can show Lovable where I want to make that edit, and then just asked it, hey, can you update this to make some more product images? And in a carousel as well. So let's see if it manages to do that. well. And keep your ideas coming in as well, guys. I need them. We need to make 1 million. We need to make 1 million. Cool.
Cool. So the links are all on chat now, and also pop them up here on the screen.
Here we are.
Oh, look at that. Super snappy.
Nice.
Super snappy, coming together. This landing page is looking good now, and we have a brand, thanks to Nad, with our logo. I'm not too happy with this carousel, and I think I would probably spend the time to just tweak it a little bit more. It's a little bit too big for me at the moment. It takes up too much page space, but I think we're getting there. Awesome as well. Once somebody clicks start, it takes them to that sign up flow that we've already made in the app. So I'll sign up for a test account here. And we'll just sign up and log in. Cool, we're inside the app. Okay, now we need to just like take some of those design elements from the landing page, I think, and just update our app a little bit more. So I'm going to do this page by page, because sometimes when you ask Lovable or any AI to do a lot of stuff at once, it can get confused. So let's start with the dashboard first. Can you update the dashboard to match our new landing page style / colors? And another tip here is like giving it context of where to find things. So we already know that we have a design and a style that we really like on the landing page. So you can just direct the AI here. Oh, maybe my internet went. You can just direct the AI here to go and look at a certain component you've already set up, something like that. It can check the code, bring those ideas over to the bit that you're trying to edit. It's picked up on the Neo Brutalist style and the color scheme from the landing page. So it knows to use the blue color along with the stuff. This is cool. I'll ask you to update the sidebar next. Nice animations on the boxes added as well, just for the giggles.
I wonder if, like, Harry, if you like that, we can update this later, but if you like the typography that it's picked with that the Neo Brutalist style, we could also just use that for the logo as well, and then everything would match.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I like that. Hey, it's pretty cool. The sidebar. I quite like this. The active button styles are pretty cool. Bit of a weird ass line here. Cool.
Asking if these are recorded. Yeah, subscribe to our YouTube is probably the easiest way to look at them historically, I guess. But someone else feel free to correct me if there's somewhere else.
Yeah, just go to Lovable's _dev YouTube's channel, and you'll find all the past sessions. And we'll post this one as well.
And someone else asking about auth as well, actually.
Yeah, I think we're using Superbase. We did this in one of the early sessions. And there's also been a lot of questions on Stripe. And Stripe is something we'll do probably, if not, probably the next session, Harry, right? We'll add payments, and we'll add emails as well for account confirmation, and we'll do some other cool stuff.
If you subscribe and follow Lovable on Twitter and YouTube, you guys should be able to get a notification of when that comes out. We hope to do that one really soon. And also there's the other sessions as well. If you want to learn how we put the login together for this and some of the AI features, as Christian said, it's in the previous YouTube video. So I'll go check those out if you want to follow this from start to finish, and build the app alongside us, or build your own app using the tips that we have in these videos. We've had some great sessions with people from Replicate and other companies. Okay, starting to get there. I'm not liking these thick lines, but we can edit that later. Let's just see what the chat looks like. It's pretty cool once you get a style together and it all starts coming together. That's
I mean,
cool.
it definitely needs refining, but it's like ownable, right? Like
Yes.
you would, if you used like a no-code platform, or you didn't jam with it the way that we did, like you would just have something so generic. Whereas this is like, I think, actually quite memorable, which is awesome.
Reminds me of Gumroad, if anybody's ever seen the branding
I was gonna say,
of Gumroad. Very
Gumroad
similar.
vibes. Nice.
We're nearly done here, just 2 more pages to go. And then I think we're at the point where we have like a really base style and design, but it looks 10 times different compared to the app that we started with only an hour ago. So we've made pretty good progress, I'd say, in an hour so far. Again, quite a big page. We're asking it to make a big change here in terms of design. So it's going to make its way through that. What's cool is a lot of our I'd say actually all of our features are still here.
They're still working. It's good.
Nice.
It's good. Somebody's asking what model we're using under the hood for all the LLM and AI features. I think it's OpenAI, right, Harry?
A mix. It's a real mix, I think, from what Alex has said before. Sorry, for our app,
for our app,
OpenAI.
yeah.
So OpenAI, sorry, getting confused about apps. So we're using OpenAI for the chat. This is really easy to add. You can just in one prompt say add OpenAI and a chat to talk to the endpoint. You just need to put your key in. So the course generation, we're using a mix. We're using Replicate for the image generation. I'll just remind everybody about Replicate, but it's this really cool site that you can generate images on. You can see here it has a playground. I use this for my presentations whenever presenting to people, just to generate custom stuff. You can do anything from anime characters to real people, One Piece, AI, anything in this case. So it's a really cool tool. You can use it at the playground. I think these images cost like 3 cents to generate, or 0.03 cents. So a really cool tool to play with and get some stuff.
Yeah. Knucklehead is asking a question here on like what they recommend for prompting Lovable so that it doesn't break existing functionality. And I think Stefan just shared a guide here on the docs, which has some suggestion example prompts and has some best practices. But also I want to call out chat mode. I've been using chat mode a lot for refactors because it creates a plan. It makes a refactoring plan. Refactoring, just for those that are not technical, I use this word and I realized that it's actually quite technical. It means just when you have to, as we build, the application gets complex, and then refactoring means like basically untangling the code and making it more maintainable. So often it's like, I think, making like the file smaller and like
moving to different files and optimizing code basically.
Exactly, and that's like, and that's something that often can break your like functionality in your app. What I've noticed is that by going to chat mode and saying, hey, make a plan to refactor XYZ, and then executing on that plan, it's much better. It really thinks about it thoroughly, and then you're much less likely to run into breaking changes. So I really encourage you to go to labs and set up chat mode, and it's getting smarter every day. We're adding functionalities, and we'll be adding more stuff in the next day. So definitely give it a spin. And
all right,
cool.
I think I'm going to stop here just because my Mac is dying, no joke. But it's just going to be updating the rest of the styles for courses in real time. So I think just to recap kind of what we did here today, we started by just thinking about names and domain names. You can see here that I bought R1, which is really cool. Woohoo! So we have our domain. Whoop. And then we also have a logo that Nad put together for us, and he's shared a bunch of resources on how to do that. Then it was as easy as just taking Nad's logo, and I think the keyword that we went with here was neo-brutalism, but you can apply any style to your app really easily just by picking some words that the AI can pick up on. Then on using chat mode, we created this landing page so that all of our potential users can read about the app, and hopefully it pushes them to start learning for free and trying it out. And then again, just going through the app and reskinning it was as easy as saying, hey, can you use the style that I found and liked on the landing page, and then just start applying that to components of our app. And by next time, I'll make sure that courses in real time are updated in terms of UI as well. But I believe that is it for app building today.
Maybe I just want to do quick, take over the screen real quick and just show something very fast. So this is the same app that I'm opening here, and I'm going to go to the landing page. And I just want to show you that for some reason, I think there's something buggy on your side of things, Harry, but I just want to show the editing capabilities here. So you can really just click on it and then, just edit the text directly, click save, that becomes an edit. And you can do the same in all the other sections as well. Once it gets saved, you can move on and really just click and edit. And this is like the super powerful, what makes this sort of edit mode, visual editing mode, much more compelling for these smaller tweaks.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's free as well, right?
It's free as well, which is also great. Cool, but let's maybe start to wrap things up. So as Nat said, you can find episode 1 and episode 2 in YouTube. This one will be live very, very soon. We're going to be in Discord for a bit after the stream. If you have any questions or you want to chat to us, we'll be answering, and we'll be there for the next 30 minutes. You can always go to lovable.dev/support to report any issues you might be having. And we'll be sending out an email to all the attendees here for feedback. So you can sort of influence what you want to see in these sessions, and we're listening. So let us know what you think and what you want to see next. And there's 2 sessions more. I think there are 2 sessions coming. And I think, can we do a recap on what's happening in those sessions? I think it's, broadly speaking, payments, email sending on the next one. Maybe also like making the functionality sturdy so that we can actually charge for it, like making sure there's enough value there to make people want to pay for it. And the last one is it launching it in product hunt? Is that the goal?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so, yeah. And on Lovable.launch, of course.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Awesome.
Well, thanks, guys, for joining the session. Let us know how we can improve. And if there's anything you want us to touch in the next one, building-wise, we'll be happy to help out.
Yeah, this has been super fun, actually. 10 out of 10 would do again.
All right.
Woo!
See you guys.